Hi, folks. Great to be with you. Mike Morgan alongside Tom Luganville. We've got a great matchup for you. Two teams right now that are starting to pick up the pace a little bit, both coming off a big win. Now, it's been an exciting year in the MAC. Heck, it's been an exciting week in the Mid-American Conference. And, Tom, based on everything else, we might have an exciting game, a close one for everybody tonight.
Well, I think we will. We've got two young head coaches and two true freshmen, starting off with Trayon Durham, the big workhorse in the backfield for Darrell Hazel.
Well, for 3 years, Central Michigan carved up defenses in this conference with a guy named Dan Lefebvre. He's gone. Ryan Radcliffe is the guy now, and he's been playing pretty well.
We send you to New Jersey, where the whip continues with Mike Morgan and Danny Cannell.
Thank you so much, Dory. You're looking at High Point Solutions Stadium, where the Big East champion won't be crowned today, but the picture will be much clearer if Cincinnati can come here and pick up a W. If so, the Bearcats will be in the proverbial driver's seat for another trip to the BCS Bowl game. That's what's at stake for Cincinnati. For Rutgers, if they win the next two, they've got a chance to share their first ever Big East Conference crown. Mike Morgan here in Piscataway, New Jersey. Glad to be with you on a gorgeous Saturday morning, and it could be just picturesque for this Rutgers program if they could pull off an upset. 10-3 our score at the half. Rutgers leading Cincinnati here in Piscataway, New Jersey. An entertaining first half, one that perhaps we didn't expect to go quite like this. We knew both these defenses could be salty at times, but 10-3 our score?
Yeah, a little surprising, low scoring. And offensively, what are they going to do with Munchie Legault? Are they going to let him throw the football a little bit more?
And very conservative in the first half, Cincinnati was, particularly after that turnover. What number sticks out to you the most here? No chance for Sanu. This will bounce at the 5 and will take a sharp right-hand turn at the 6-yard line. Perfect effort by Pat O'Donnell. ESPN News coverage of college football continues with the All-State game of the week at 3:30 Eastern Time against Miami. They take on South Florida at 7 Eastern. Bragging rights in the Volunteer State on the line as Tennessee plays host to the re-energized Vanderbilt Commodores. Then at 10:15 Eastern Time, New Mexico State takes a visit to BYU. College football primetime on ESPNU tonight. With Danny Cannell, I'm Mike Morgan. Glad to be with you here in the lovely state of New Jersey on a beautiful day weather-wise, and so far it's been pretty beautiful for the home team. Rutgers trying to pull off the upset, up by 7 with the football. Chase Dodd, who really looked good in the latter part of that first half under center. And off, big hole left side. Cut back at the 15. It's Jamison. And Jamison finally dragged down at the 28-yard line by Richardson. 21-yard carry.
How about another crease? Watch the blocking up front. He's just going to run to the left side. Look at the hole that Jamison finds up the middle, and then he shows the speed. He's showing the physical ability to purse that ball, but that time showing a burst of speed.
Does he remind you just a little bit of a former Rutgers tailback by the name of Ray Rice?
A little bit.
Similar in stature. Strong runner, good cutback ability. He gets it again here. Big hole left side. Rips off 5, rips off 10, still on his feet, and finally wrestled down inside Cincinnati territory by Malik Bomar. Might have saved the touchdown.
Wow, this offensive line, which has struggled pass blocking, has done better run blocking here on the left side, working that zone blocking scheme up front, allowing Juwan Jamison to get to that second level. And a lot of times, if your offensive line is struggling pass blocking, they prefer to run block. It's easier, you're more aggressive. You don't have to be worried about a guy slipping you like we saw earlier in the first half. Let him go out and take some aggression out.
You saw the numbers on Rutgers already. Jamison over 100 yards. This is not a good rushing football team until today, as the pass sails high, incomplete, intended for Sanu. I mean, of all the possible things that we might have expected in this game, Rutgers rushing for a ton of yards, Danny, was not one of them.
No, and to see Mohamed Sanu having a relatively quiet game with only 2 receptions in the first half. But this has got to be a sight that Greg Schiano and Frank Cignetti, the offensive coordinator, have to be pleased with. This is what they want their offense to look like.
Cincinnati came in second in the nation in rush defense. They've been gashed so far today. On 2nd and 10, Dodd looks to throw. Has time. Dumps it off, and that pass, was it picked? They say incomplete. The linesman comes in and says incomplete. Schaefer, who's played a whale of a ball game already, almost had another INT.
This is going to be really close. You see Dodd flip it out to Jamison. Ball's tipped up after the contact. And good call by the officials. Ball clearly hit the ground, but great effort by J.K. Schaefer. Ball clearly hits the ground.
Schaefer does it all. He's the leading tackler. He's got 2 sacks, 3 interceptions on the year. 3rd down and 10. Quick pass by Dodd. It's caught, deflected, then caught, and a 1st down for Sanu. 13-yard pickup.
How about this throw? Chase Dodd on 3rd down gets lucky here right through the defender's arms, and it tips perfectly to Mohamed Sanu. Sometimes that's what happens as a quarterback. You make a decisive decision. You put a lot on it. You give a firm throw. Sometimes it works out for the better. That's exactly what happened. Those defenders, they play defense for a reason.
Jamison. And this time he is pummeled at the line and driven back. Who else? J.K. Schaefer. And if this is not a textbook tackle, I don't know what is.
No, that's great job by that middle linebacker. Defensive coordinator Tim Banks really likes what he's able to do. Jamison trying to catch a little cutback lane again. But look at number 37 in the middle of your screen, sizes him up and says, you know what, we got to put a stop to this running game.
Schaefer, a hometown product out of Cincinnati. He was not highly recruited, but he has turned into one heck of a football player. Back to Jamison, and again he's bottled up. So all of a sudden that Cincinnati defense, which has been so good against the run this year, stiffening up on this drive.
How about this time? Cincinnati blitzes right into the left side where Rutgers is trying to run the football. That's just a great defensive play call. You got lucky. You lucked right into it.
Now you look at the yardage today. Rutgers by 200 yards has been better than Cincinnati. But again, you got to cash in. Scarlet Knights 8 of 13 on 3rd down. This is 3rd and 10. Here comes the blitz. And there goes Dodd down for the count with a penalty flag to boot. J.K. Schaefer in on another tackle. He has been everywhere today.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Number 54 of the defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
Wow. Walter Stewart, that is a huge call.
What a change of events. And these officials have obviously made that a point of concern. We saw it called against a left tackle earlier in the game, and this time against Walter Stewart. And a lot of times you never hear that call. I haven't heard it all season long, but the officials obviously making it a point of emphasis, and that is a huge penalty to go in Rutgers' favor.
They would have been out of field goal range, 4th down. Now it's 1st and 10 from the 15. Biggest call of the game. Jamison the deep back. They feed him. And a couple of tough yards.
Let's look at Walter Stewart, the penalty that was called. Here he comes from the bottom of your screen. Watch when he makes contact with that right offensive tackle. It's a swim move, but right there, takes the helmet off. Obviously, that's not the hardest call to make right there.
Pass caught in the flat at the 10, banging his way down near the goal line is Burton, the fullback, and he is just shy of pay dirt.
And Michael Burton, who's been getting a lot more action here recently at the fullback position, just taking a pass in the flat. A nice quick read by Chase Dodd, but then it's the second effort, almost bulldozes his way into the end zone. This sophomore fullback is a guy they really like at this position. Had his first touchdown last week.
Is there any doubt that it's going to be Jamison here? From the 1. They give it to him. Jamison plunging. Jamison stacked up just shy of the goal line. The cannon goes off, but prematurely. Boy, it looked like he was going to make it for sure.
Well, we heard the cannon go off.
Is there a penalty for premature cannons?
I know, right? We got a player down, which is actually going to give the replay officials a chance to look at this and decide if they need to. Juwan Jamison, the point of attack, gets met by a few Cincinnati defenders. When he took the football, thought he had a chance to walk in.
It's a great look here from the end zone.
He's trying to extend that ball, but Cincinnati has all afternoon has been playing this bend don't break style of defense, and once again, if that ball is stopped, which it does not look like the ball hit the plane of the goal line, this could be yet another stand for them.
I think what you saw there on that play, number 11, Devin Drain leading with his helmet, and might have gotten stung here on that tackle. Looks like he's okay, and that's a great sign. And he might be the reason why.
I love it. He doesn't even want to go off the field.
No.
They want to make him go to the bench and have a little review with him, make sure he's okay. I love that competitive nature of guys that want to get back on the field. He knows that his team's going to need him here if they need to pull out 3 more stops. And what a challenge from about the 6-inch line for Cincinnati. If they could somehow come up with another big stop defensively, they're still well within this game.
Well, they had that never-ending drive in the first half. They weren't able to punch it in, though. This is the 11th play of the drive from the 1-foot line. Jamison, touchdown Rutgers. And now you can get the cannon going, no problems. Largest lead of the ball game. The Scarlet Knights with an extra point will be up 14.
But how impressive was Juwan Jamison on that drive? A couple impressive long runs early and then finishing it off from the 6-inch line.
T knocks it through. 17-3. A reminder what's at stake. Cincinnati could be in the driver's seat. Rutgers says, hey, we're still in this thing. We can get a share of the Big East crown.